considering a new intro. Today is the beginning of a new series I'm starting called Living with Polycystic Ovaries and Endometriosis, aka chronic illnesses, and to be more specific, ovarian conditions. This is episode 1 clearly, and it's gonna be a little bit like a documentation of my journey with this shit. And you know, I will outwardly say if you get triggered by pain or the mention of blood or you know these things that polycystic ovaries, endometriosis, chronic illnesses, invisible illnesses and disabilities consist of, then this is probably not a very serious or video for you to watch. I'm gonna be TMI, I'm gonna go into depth because I have no filter and don't give a single shit. I'm supposed to have started my period today, but I haven't. I'm on the pill, so I know when I'm supposed to start these days, and yet I've been in pain all day. I have had the most awful cramps. So I'm gonna talk to you guys for this first episode about what the conditions I have are and my experiences. So when I was 14, I was diagnosed with polycystic ovary. It's genetic for me, meaning my mum had it. My mum also almost died from a cyst rupturing when she was my age. And a few months ago, this year, I was diagnosed with endometriosis. If I say anything, if you're a female or a person with ovaries and I'm saying things and you're like, that happens to me, it's a very good idea to go get it checked out, because these conditions have been the bane of my life. I cannot express how important it is to get diagnosed, even if there is like no cure. But yeah, go get it checked out. I think polycystic ovaries is like every 1 in 5 women have it. These aren't rare. People say, doctors themselves say this is rare. It's not statistically at all rare. It's very common. And in fact, endometriosis I think is more common. I think that's 1 in 3 women. So, and that's the worst one. So go get it checked out. But anyway, so I had irregular periods. I had an ultrasound and they're like, yeah, she definitely has cysts all over. What happened is the first few years, so 14, 15 up to 16, well, it was just irregular periods. That was it. And then after, I think as soon as I turned 17, my periods got hellish, to say the least. This is where I'm gonna go with TMI. I would wake up and it would look like a fucking murder scene. Couldn't leave the bed. If I did, blood would go everywhere, and it doesn't matter how many pads I wore, what I was on, it didn't matter. It would be awful. It's hard, it's just really hard, and when you're not even an adult yet, at that point, you know, your mum is like looking after you, and it's like, even though she went through it herself, it's less embarrassment and it's more fear and shame, like guilt. After that started to happen, so my periods got very heavy. After that, I started to get excruciating pain, and by excruciating I mean last December I spent several nights in hospital, not in a row, different visits. I started the pill that December after those incidents, because we tried to prolong it as much as possible, because we obviously didn't want me to be on like hormones like at a very young age. Got really depressed from it, and after a few months it kind of like got better, and the periods were still awful. Like they didn't sort the period out at all. The pill is supposed to help with pain and other stuff, and it obviously helped with regularity, which is great, but it didn't help with the pain at all. So we called up again and we're like, we gotta do something. I'm dying every month. I'm entering a rebirth every single 3 weeks, so I need something, anything. I can't just keep taking painkillers every day for a week, every month. I just can't do it. And they're like, okay, well, go on the pill for 3 months straight and then have 4 periods a year. That should sort it out. I will say 3 months without a period is incredible. Love it. Thank you. But the pain I'm in today and I haven't even started bleeding is fucking stupid. Like literally fucking ridiculous. Or they told me to take the pill for 3 months. They're like, polycystic ovaries doesn't cause pain, it just causes irregularity. And it's like, oh, joy. So we're gonna see how this week goes. This is my first week off of 3 months, trying the 3 months trial and see how it's going. The pain isn't the worst I've ever been in, so it's very tolerable right now. It was worse earlier. I don't know what my body's doing. I'm supposed to have started my period today. But the best thing about the pill is, even if I don't start at all, I still need to take the pill again next Wednesday. Oh, there are so many scary things about this, and I don't want to like fearmonger, but like, this is my experience at least. Like, my mum, her cyst ruptured when she was my age, and she almost died because they refused to see her until she passed out. So that was terrifying. There is no cure. You can only take painkillers and the pill. And the pill makes you crazy depressed and changed my entire appetite. There's an abundance of side effects. I think the biggest thing for me though in the long run is the fear of change coming off the pill now, because not coming off the pill now, but like when I'm in a long-term relationship and I want to start trying to have kids, I have to come off the pill completely, and easing off of that and my body changing to that is a scary thought, and going back to not knowing when I'm gonna have periods, how bad they're gonna be, the pain, like just all of it. Going back to that is a scary feeling. But also, both conditions, whether you have one or two is obviously worse. I literally don't know a single person who has both. So God really said fuck her up. You can be infertile. I don't think at any given point in time that I have ever processed that information. I don't want to. In fact, I quite refuse to. You know, having one was enough, and now having two is scary bad for me, my brain, to attempt to process, so I'm not even gonna attempt it. I have wanted children since I was a baby. The best thing about it is that so many women with polycystic ovaries with endometriosis have had kids. For example, my mum had me and my sister. Miracle baby. I always say that I am very optimistic when it comes to everyone else but myself, but this is the one thing I refuse to be pessimistic about in terms of having kids, because it is the one thing in life I know for sure 100% that I want and will have. So good luck trying to fuck me up more, you dumb cunt. I think in other episodes I will go through things like eating and the side effects of these. So there's polycystic ovaries, and then there's polycystic ovary syndrome. I call it just PCOS, but that's technically the syndrome. I don't have the syndrome, I just have the polycystic ovaries. People with the syndrome often are more overweight, have more excessive hair growth, etc, etc. I have parts of the syndrome, but not the entire thing. I'm clearly a literal fucking stick, which has its own fucking dumb shit that comes with it. But this one was just like an introduction, I guess, to what I have, what I deal with. I'll update you guys on my first week off of the pill. Oh no. What's going on? What's going on is retail therapy. Don't ask me why on my period am I wearing white/cream, because you know what? Fuck it. Politely, I won't let my period stop me from living. You know, that's the whole point of this, is the opposite, to continue to live. And I was so proud of myself today. I went out. My body, here's the thing, always listen to your body. If I have learned anything from this condition, from my isolation of my phone and not talking to people and just my mental breakdowns, and if I have learned anything recently, It is listen to your body. Your body knows absolutely everything. Like, everything. And for a few days, I hadn't left the house for a few days. And my body was like, get the fuck out, go outside right now. Go outside. Also, on so many painkillers, it's probably dangerous. I'm feeling so in tune with my body. Like, I was dancing for the past half hour. Bear in mind, it's so hot in London. It was raining all last week, and then like overnight it's just been hot every day, like fucking burning, and I love it. Summer is when I thrive. I'm a summer baby. July 27th, bang in summer, and I just, astrologically, it makes sense. At night I usually get a bit more nauseous than usual when I'm on my period, and so I have my ginger biscuit midnight snacks over there, which is fine. Yeah, this is my update. Pain, awful, but not the worst I've had. And I actually got a crystal today for pain relief. Bestie, you better work. Bleeding, not awful, literally one of the lightest I've had in probably a year. And mood right now is insane. I feel like I've released so many fucking endorphins today. Like, I don't so much. The serotonin from retail therapy and coffee and nature and the sun. And I've read 2 books today. 2 fucking books, dude. And the crystal bite. Oh god. Oh my god. I will see you guys tomorrow in another day. I don't know. To be honest, if this period doesn't get worse or get better and it kind of just stays the same, this will probably be the end. But if something happens, I'll update. Is it 2 days later and I'm wearing the same clothes? Yes, this period it was still painful. I'll give you that. Still on pills, but literally not heavy at all. Like, it's like a normal period. And I don't understand this bit the most. I have been happier. Oh, that is so strong. I will say the one thing with this period though that has been really bad is the nausea at night. It's been awful, and so I've kept ginger biscuits with me and I eat them until I fall asleep, which has helped. So, you know, I'm not looking forward to showing those bad things, but at the same time I think awareness is really important, and I don't really have like a shame around it really anymore. Ah! Don't do that! Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. I just used all the garlic. I love it. Starbucks hiring me right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I mean, this first episode was literally just like information about the conditions and then like tiny little updates. In the future, we'll just be having like chats, and then we'll come along with some probably hard experiences with me, but that's cool. I love you guys, and I hope to see you in my next video.